Welcome into a very special edition of Red Nation Roundtable, and we always try to give you the latest and greatest in Rockets news. My special guest is a friend that goes back 20 years. An honor to have him. Vernon Maxwell joins us, V.
Hey,
always
buddy.
great to have
Hey,
you here.
Thanks,
Good
man.
to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
20-year anniversary.
Yes.
First thing that comes to your mind, just thinking back over 20 years and what you guys were able to accomplish.
Just the grind, how hard the grind was, where we started from. Myself, Dream, Otis, Mario, a couple other guys where we started, and then we brought Robert and Sam in, and just the grind when we used to go 41 and 41 a lot and lose a lot in the beginning of the first round of the playoffs, and just to get past the first round finally.
Yeah.
And then, so it was just a grind, man, that I thought about, I think about over the, that.
It's hard to believe it's been 20 years.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
I thought back, I hadn't seen you until we walked to the gym for the pictures for the reunion.
Right.
And thought, wow, you guys were rolling at such a pace that you thought this was going to happen all the time and so frequently. And then you go 20 years and look back and think it's an honor and a privilege when you get that far.
Oh, man, definitely it is. Like I said, the grind and being blessed, just to play with the players that I play with here in Houston. I mean, the best center ever, I think. A lot of great individual players, everybody did great things. We all complimented each other well. And, I mean, it was just.
And we're going to get to that because I'm going to
we
cover
were
some
close,
of the guys.
So, yeah, we were real close.
Similar to this year's team, you guys learned from your losses. You mentioned the 41 and 41 seasons, but then 93, you guys go overtime, Game 7, Seattle. Looked like you had it, and then you had to settle with the fact that they're going on, you're not. But it seemed like that almost helped propel you guys into the following season.
Well, it was just like during that era back then, when we was playing against the Seattle team, that was just a team we just had problems with. They matched up real well with us, with Olajuwon and myself and Kenny and Sam and with the guys they had, Gary and Nate McMillan and Ricky Pierce and Perkins and Detlef Shrimp and the Rain Man. And so they matched up real well with us, and we knew that was going to be a tough series, and we could have got with our hump. I think we could have did something special that year, but we learned a lot from losing that Game 7 in overtime like the way we did. And then we came back the next year, and we started in training camp. And
I was going to say, there's a lot of lessons learned there because you guys played the first 2 games of 93, people forget, in Japan against the Sonics and lost both of them, and because of it, lost home court advantage. So you guys kind of took it to heart that regular season and wins were as important as anything that happens in the playoffs. You ended 93, winning 11 of 12. You start 94, 15 in a row, 22 and 1. It seems like that really resonated with you guys, that the regular season was that important.
Oh, well, yeah, it helped out a lot, because we realized that the regular season helps you set yourself up for the playoffs, and you want to try to put yourself in the best place in the playoffs as you can. Like, you want to have home court advantage because you see now, the way the playoffs goes, the home court is real big, especially when you get in the Western Conference Finals and the Western Conference semifinals and the finals. That home court advantage is big. So we learned that, and we grew from that, and became a better team.
So you get to 94, pretty much breezed through the Western Conference that year. You guys really didn't get a lot of challenges, but then the Knicks provide the big challenge for you. Some of your memories of that series, because that was one heck of a series, and a lot of people got caught up in OJ and the ride, and forget about what kind of series that was between the Knicks and the Rockets.
No, it was a tough series. Once again, we matched up real well with them. Even though we were a West Coast team, they say West Coast teams play real fast and free and don't like to grind and bump. And they were a physical team from the East Coast, and New York Knicks. Everybody knew about their bruiser mentality, and so it was we knew it was going to be physical, and we knew probably it would go 7. Like I said, once again, it's good to have that home court advantage, and And
that was back in the 2-3-2 days.
There it
Game
is.
6,
Right.
everybody remembers Starks, but
Right.
I mean, you played with arguably the greatest center of his era
Right.
and the greatest player at that time.
Yes,
But
yes.
that block,
Yes.
as,
Oh my goodness. Yes.
what went through your mind on that one?
Well, Rudy T, our defense was set up. Rudy T had us when we went out there. He said we was going to switch everything. So and I knew that John was going to get it because he had a pretty good decent game in Game 6. So we knew he was going to get it. We knew they were going to run a pick and roll. But Rudy T wanted us to switch, so I had to switch with Dream to Ewan, and I think Dream kind of like forgot we were switching. But then he's so quick and so fast, he reacted and he jumped, get off the floor so fast, he got up and got a piece of it.
It was like a defensive back. I mean,
yes,
his cover speed and his
Yes.
closing speed was unreal. And it looked like he
Yes.
just got a fingernail.
He just got a fingernail on it and just tipped it just enough to deflect it, and that was a big win for us.
And you go to Game 7.
Yes.
You got it at home. And now you got momentum because of the block and the whole city.
Yeah.
Just, you guys really seemed to galvanize. You were really tight as it was, but it seemed like you guys were really focused that entire Game 7. Take us back through Game 7 for in your mind.
Well, it was a lot of pressure. You live for the moment. I've never played on a stage like that before ever in my life, but I loved it. Teammates were ready. Like you said, everybody were focused. I can tell from the beginning in the locker room, it wasn't a lot of chitter-chat going on, a lot of messing around going on like it normally be, and that we were focused and we were ready to go. So.
Well, and the thing is the beauty of that team was, yes, Olajuwon was the centerpiece, the focus, but you guys, the unselfish play, you were the epitome of a team. I mean, every night, Dream knew he could throw it out to you guys on the wing, but you guys didn't care if it was you or Sam or Kenny or whoever it was. You guys played as a team on both ends of the floor, and I think that's why it was a blue-collar team that so many people in Houston could relate to, because you guys just were like a family and a unit, and you played together, and there were no egos, even though you knew Dream was the man in the middle.
Yeah, we already knew that. Dream was the man. Dream get the ball first, and then, just we have to be prepared when that's our turn to make the big shot. And but like I say, man, it goes back to this with our team when we had with the Rockets, man. We all cared genuinely about each other, man. I mean, on and off the court. We wanted each other to do good on the court and off the court. We hung out all the time off the floor. I mean, I don't know how teams do now, but that particular team, we were real close, man. I mean, everybody from the top to the bottom. So we did a lot of things together. So, and I think that helped us out a lot.
And I remember that. I mean, from the team planes to the
Yeah,
practices
yes.
to, there were times you weren't talking to the media, but you tell me, hang out, we'll do a little interview in the back, and then we'll go shoot after that.
Yeah.
But it was a different mentality in terms of the whole organization. It was like, it really was us against the world. And that kind of helped, because when you were in that foxhole or you were in that tough situation, you knew your brothers were going to have your back.
That's right, and like you said, I knew that, and but that's where it all started from, man. We just cared about each other, and I mean, we wanted each other to do good, and we didn't mind if I take the last shot, or Mario took the last shot, or Robert took the last shot, or Sam taking the last shot. I don't care if you're a rookie or a second-year player. Whoever's got the ball in their hand, we expect you to make the play. So, and that's what happened. So
I know you spent a lot of time down in Carolina, and you know there's Michael Jordan fans down there. So you know the one that I always got to defend you guys on is Michael not playing against you guys in those 2 years, and the fact that everybody thinks it would be different. But I thought it was interesting when Rudy was in that chair, and we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, and he said the team was on the road in Phoenix. Charles had everybody over to his house and had Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan there, and Rudy asked Michael point blank, what did you think? And he said Dream was the best player on the planet, and they had problems matching up, and he thought that you guys would have probably gotten, he wouldn't say gotten the best of them, but he said you would have given them everything. What was your take on that? Because everybody called you the MJ stopper, and you looked forward to that challenge, but that was just, I mean, I loved it because that was not only the game on the floor, but that was the talking, that was the competitive nature of both you guys. That was fun. I mean, how do you break that down?
Well, I don't know. I just, like I always said, we never played them in the playoff, but I beat we beat them more than they beat us. I mean, it's documented. The numbers don't lie. But I mean, the playoffs is another story. Um, you know, what I mean, just competing against Mike was the best ever for me because, like I say, I love challenge. I know I was a little in stature, but I had a big heart, and I just loved to compete against the best, and he was the best, and I mean, it just bring out the best in me when I play against guys like that. You know what I mean? Because like my grandfather always told me, no man is better than you. He put on his pants just like you do, and never be scared of a man. And that's where I take to my grave.
One leg at a
That's
time.
where I go. There it is.
There it
That's
is.
right.
And I remember that because I used to always say, pound for pound, I had never seen anybody with as much tenacity, with as much quickness, end to end, and with the drive. You wouldn't back down to anybody. And Mario said the same thing. He said that, you know, you guys looked forward to that challenge. It was like you guys couldn't get the respect, but you could if you could beat that team. Your regular season record, as you mentioned, against the Bulls was pretty darn good,
Yeah.
and you guys always
Yeah.
gave them a heck of a fight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it actually is something that I guess basketball fans got deprived of because that matchup would have been fun to watch.
Oh man, yeah, I would have loved it. I wish it could have happened. I wish he would have went and played baseball. I mean, I wish a lot of things wouldn't have happened those 2 years because that would have been great for the fans to watch. Man, I would have loved that.
So looking back, again, hard to believe it's 20 years, but you individually, when you look back at it, what do you take away as some of your favorite memories from everything that you went through and getting to that pinnacle?
Oh man, oh shucks, there's so much stuff. I mean, just my teammates first of all. You know, I love all my teammates I played with. They were all my good friends. My teammates.
You had a bond with this city too. I mean,
Yeah.
even when we had the reunion,
yeah.
the most popular guy, aside obviously everyone to dream, but dreams here.
Yes.
But everybody wanted to see you, look forward to seeing you, and they love you to this day because they remember what you guys were able to accomplish, and you were a huge part of that. So
I
they
know
love
that.
you here.
Yeah. You know, the fans. You know, the way they receive me, good or bad. You know, what I mean, I know I did a lot of knucklehead things when I was here, and on the floor, off the floor. But they still receive me. They care about me. They love me, and they treated me like family around here. And that's where I feel now the love. Just that, and just winning that championship when we won the first one, and I mean, just the way the city was ecstatic, and it was just a blessed year that year.
Yeah, it was a great year, and then obviously, I'd be remiss if I didn't say with your favorite memories, and then you kind of covered it, but any regrets looking back?
Yeah, well, just probably the way I left the team. I mean, yeah, I regret the way I left the team. You know, I mean, I should have. I mean, back then, I made a lot of irrational decisions, and that was one of them. And you know, I mean, I think about it all the time, but you know, I mean, it's water under the bridge now. But and I did it, and
Well, what's great about it is Rudy talked about it.
Yeah.
Rudy actually used that reunion
yeah.
to mend fences
Yeah.
with everybody.
Yeah.
Guys that maybe they thought should have played more and they didn't.
Right, yeah.
Or anything that happened between you guys.
Right.
And that was a neat deal. I mean, for all of you guys to come back and to not just use it as a chance to get together, but to do things like that, mend some fences,
Yes.
bond again. That was great.
And that's what I did with a lot of people. So, and it helped me out a lot. And that's why I don't mind coming back more often now. I think I've been here 3-4 times in the last 2 months. So, and haven't been here but once in the last 20
Yeah, it was a
years.
while.
So, yeah, it helped me out a lot. And but Rudy T, that's my man, and that's another thing I want to say too. First, Don Chaney, he got me here. You know what I mean? I can't leave him out because Don Chaney helped my career out a lot, and I can't deny that because he brought me here. And then Rudy T, when he became the head coach, and Coach Dawson and Coach Berry and the rest of the guys that was on the squad, Larry Smith.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's my guy. So, and those were special coaches, you know, that we had. You know what I mean? They were my friend before they were my coach. Like Rudy T, we used to go at it all the time. But, you know, at the end of the day, me and him can sit down and have a beer, and talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not hold no grudges. And he gave me a lot of freedom where I can go out and do the things that I did on the floor. And, you know what I mean? They just let me be me. And
Yeah.
I don't think that's why I had my better years in Houston is because of Rudy T, because he let me be me.
And how about Dream? I mean, you had a special relationship with Dream, and Dream was like the big brother. There were times when Dream would reel you in,
man,
but other times when Dream would know, hey, I got to get the ball to V because V can get us a victory.
Right, yeah, Dream, me. Yeah, we had our, you know, ups and downs and stuff like that. I mean, probably more than anybody else on the team because I was a brash guy and he was a brash guy too, you know what I mean? So, but, I mean, at the end of the day, we always know who the leader was and you know, I had to take the back seat to Dream, you know what I mean? Because that's our guy, and you know, he's the captain of the team. So, but other than that, you know, me and Dream, we're great friends. I love him to death, like a big brother. I mean, he did a lot of good things for us around here in Houston, and for me too. So personally, so
yeah. And let's play a little word association. Yeah. So I'll just throw out names or teams, and you just tell me first thing that comes to your mind. But
Whoa.
The first one's got to be Utah, the Jazz, because you guys always had such a rivalry.
Dirty.
and that's not the first time we've heard that.
Yeah.
We knew they were a little dirty. Okay. The Knicks.
Beat you up.
Physical. Okay.
Yeah.
The Suns.
Run and gun.
Barkley. You like to talk.
Barkley. Let's see. Barkley. Great competitor.
Okay. Spurs.
Gave me my first chance. Drafted me in the NBA.
People forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you started out in the division with another team before you came here.
Mm-hmm.
That's big. City of Houston.
Love it.
Dream.
Love him.
And now I remember these two guys because they both have went out of their way to talk about the relationship with you. But I got to start with Sam.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Sam, you guys, I mean, I remember the back of the plane.
Yeah.
You, Sam, Kenny. I mean, you could tell what kind of mood everybody was in based on what was going on in the back of the plane. Yeah. But you guys, I mean, to this day, everybody talks about how tight that backcourt was, and there was a reason why you were so good on the court.
Yeah.
You were really tight off the floor. You, Sam, and Kenny.
Yes, yes. Them my brothers right there. That's why Kenny talk about me and Sam still today on TNT.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, those are my brothers right there. I love them guys to death, man. They know everything about me, and I know everything about them. So I can't say any more about them, but I just love them to death, man. Those are my brothers.
And Mario. Mario came a little later. Rudy tells a story about sitting in a sports bar in Charlotte and saying, watching Mario with another team and saying, that's the kind of guy that could really fit our team, and boy, did he fit in. He fit in with you guys. He fit in and took his role, and he helped bring you guys over the top.
That was my guy, too, Junkyard Dog. I love Mario Ellie. I mean, the nights when I couldn't do it, Mario stepped in and, I mean, did it just as well as I did. I mean, he was solid as a rock, played defense. I mean, it won't hurt the team. I love Mario. He hit big shots.
Yeah, big ones.
I mean, so big brother of mine. Love him.
So now you walk into this building. You came back for the reunion. You look up there in the rafters. You see those banners sitting up there, and obviously time has passed. But how special is that to know that there's going to be a bond that will never go away? You brought the first championship to the city of Houston, as big a city as this is, with all the teams they've had. You guys brought the first championship, and those banners are going to hang there forever. That's got to be pretty nice.
Yeah, it's an honor, pleasure. I'm just happy to be a part of it. I just feel I'm blessed, man. I've been my whole life pretty much been blessed. So, yeah.
How do you feel about the NBA now doing this documentary? It's a big deal for them, but it's a bigger deal for the city because for so many years people felt like it was an overlooked accomplishment to win back-to-back titles. Now the league is doing this whole documentary and this film. It's nice to recognize your accomplishments and have the league go back in time and kind of bring it back to the forefront.
Well, I think the city of Houston, they deserve it. You know what I mean? It had been a long time coming, and so they deserved it. Fans, it's no fair weather fans around here. They
Right.
love their Rockets, they love their Astros, they love their Oilers. You know what I mean? Whatever the Texans.
Texans
I'm
now,
sorry.
yeah.
So yeah, but they deserve it. The fans need it, and it should have been done. But it's okay. We'll take it now.
And it's nice now you come back.
Yeah.
Everybody loves seeing you.
Yeah.
They love having you back, and they want you back more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's got to be the warmest feeling of all, to know that no matter how much time has passed, and you said water under the bridge, but every time you set foot in this city, the love still remains, and the people still remember, and that's got to make you feel really good.
Oh yeah, I feel good about it. You know, I mean, anytime you can get the love, yeah, I mean, especially when you've done something a long time ago, and then people still remember you and honor you and praise you, and that's a good feeling. Just to know that people still care and truly, honestly care about you.
It was nice to know that you borrowed number 11 to that big fella from China too. After all the years you wore it, so there's some pretty special guys in Rockets history that have worn that
big
that
guy.
number.
Yeah, it was, and that's a blessing too to have Big Yao in it. So
No
yes,
question.
yeah.
Well, it's always good to have you back. You
All right,
come
man.
back anytime you want. We'd love to
All right,
have you
all
around.
right.
We got to see you around
Thanks a
more.
lot. All right, bye. Take
Appreciate
it easy.
it.
All right, man.
Vernon Maxwell's been our guest. We'll be back next week and throughout the summer, so stay tuned for all the Red Nation roundtables that you want, and we'll get you the best guests we can. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week.